sounds like Valentine's Day,
It does,
doesn't it?
yes.
The three-piece Be Mine pink, and I'm talking pink. This is bright pink. You'll see them from a distance. The pink Bee Balm live plants. You get 3 of these for $37.98, and it's brand new today. You've not seen these before, at least at QVC, and it is, like I said, a sale price on 3 easy payments. Now, I don't know much about these at all.
Oh, I am so excited. So look at that flower. I mean, when I am designing my gardens, I want to create different, I tend to gravitate towards the same color families, but where I get my interest is in different flower shapes.
Yeah.
And so
I
I just love the way that these flowers are like fireworks in the garden. They just have this really unique, interesting face that opens. Plus they're fragrant.
Yes.
So they're a native plant, which means, if you don't know what that means, it means that they were growing here long before, you know, people were cultivating gardens.
I see.
So they naturally will thrive in the climate of North America, which means heat, they can take the heat. Drought, if you can't, you know, if you live in an area that doesn't get a lot of water, or maybe you just don't feel like babying them and watering them, they can take that. So it's a really great plant, plus a pollinator plant.
Okay, so explain what a pollinator plant is.
Well, pollinators are so important. Hummingbirds, butterflies, bees, we know that they're really valuable in our own communities. And so by planting plants like this, it supports them. It gives them the food that they need. Plus they are beautiful to watch. I know we have a butterfly bush coming up. So you can create your own pollinator garden, which is not only supporting the habitat, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, so these are going to need full sun, and they are deer resistant. So in case you're in an area where there's lots of deer, how big, like obviously in the full sun, are these better in the ground, or should we put them in the pots, or what do you recommend?
I love that we've got these Be Mine because they are more compact. They only get to be about 1.5 feet, even a little less tall.
Okay.
So now you can grow Bee Balm. Maybe you have grown it in the garden before, and you might have also noticed they get a disease. These are a newer variety, so they're going to be resistant to disease. They're going to be a little more compact. They also get to be about, 18 inches wide. So they are absolutely perfect for containers. I love them.
In fact, you know what we were also thinking is that these, because they're a little shorter, would be awesome in front of the butterfly bushes that are coming up. And is it possible? I don't know how heavy these are, but if
why don't Erin maybe could bring the butterfly bush to us, if you would, please.
Erin, just bring one butterfly bush just for a second. Now, once again, you get a growing guide with it. But if you think about it, it's fragrant, it's beautiful. It looks like it has a ruffle to it. And look at this butterfly bush that's coming up. Now this is going to get tall, okay? This in the ground could get 6 feet tall, 4 feet wide. But imagine that those beautiful Bee Balms are in front of it. Do you see that pink is like right here on those pinks too?
And they both need full sun. It's all the same growing conditions. And now you're creating a garden. That butterfly bush, as Mary Beth said, maybe 4 feet wide. The Bee Balm about 1 foot wide. So you're creating a lot of beautiful flowers in your yard. You could also do them in containers too. So I don't want you to think if you don't have a little place to grow anymore in the ground, you could pot those in one container together. I would go big, like 24 inches.
Yeah, the leaves are such that they feel a little like they're fuzzy.
They do.
They're like the soft little velvety leaves that are so pretty. And also this is zones 4 to 9.
Really stretches.
This is great even if you're in fairly north kind of state.
Yes, it goes like -30. So this is a hardy plant that will absolutely not only take the heat of the summer, but the cold in the winter. And you mentioned the leaves. These leaves are actually what they use to make Earl Grey tea.
Oh, tell me about that.
So if you're a tea drinker, this is one of those plants. You can dry the leaves if you want, and you can make your own tea, which is really fun. I know a lot of people like to do that now, including me.
Yes, how about that? Plus, if you're growing them, you know what's on those leaves. You know what I mean? Let's talk, you're gonna get 3 of these for this price, $37.98. And now, these, like you said, only get about a foot and a half tall. And how much do they spread?
About the same.
About the same,
yep.
Okay. And you're getting 3 of these. Look how green those leaves
Ooh.
are. This is what's gonna ship out.
Yeah, and we, you know, I don't, you have your hands full, but let me see if I can zhuzh this out of the container. When you do that, you want to squeeze it. Don't be afraid. These are hardy little plants because we have been, oh yeah. My word, check out the root system. So what we are doing is growing these plants for you, getting them ready to ship to you, and they are going to be ready to go.
And they're not going to ship until it's time for you to plant them in your part of the country. So the southern and, you know, going into the middle of the United States gets them first, and as you are farther north, you get them a week or 2 later. But the whole thing is that we always say, you're reserving yours. And if I can give you any help whatsoever, I'll tell you this. We start our garden season at the end of January. And I'll tell you right now, by the end of February into mid-March, things are all gone. Yeah. I mean, it's like taken, so if you think you're gonna buy them later, they won't be around later, believe me when I tell you that. And almost all of these plants that have come in, we've bought all that we can get from the Cottage Farms or whoever. So it's like once it's gone, we wait until the next spring kind of thing. But these are beautiful. Go back to what this is again.
Oh my gosh, this Bee Balm is so fun. And what we have brought you is a new color. So we have had Bee Balm before, but I am so in love with this bright neon. I know it's a big trend in fashion, and I'm so excited when the flowers kind of reflect that. So it's going to be almost a flower that glows in your garden. Right. It's a fragrant plant, it's drought tolerant, and it attracts pollinators. It's going to be a real workhorse to bring your garden from spring to summer.
And if you are interested in putting them with the butterfly bushes, they're coming up very shortly. In the meantime, let me also remind you, we have the hydrangea trees coming up. 1 tree, but boy, this can get big. In the ground, it can get 10 feet tall. In a pot, probably 6 to 7 feet tall. But this is $99.98. But talk about a beautiful, beautiful tree. That's a gorgeous one. Okay, we're gonna go right to the butterfly bushes. See, we didn't make you wait long.